guys, welcome to another one. We're gonna do some driving through downtown Boston today. There's definitely some better places to take a car like this. But, you know, I want to highlight, you know, for some of you guys who live in Mass, Mass is a crazy population. I know there's no hiding it. There's a lot of people out in this state, right? And there's a lot of people in Boston. So I had people ask me, you know, is a Golf R reasonable, or even a GTI? Are they reasonable cars for the city? I think yes, but definitely don't run 19-inch wheels. I am on my Pretorias, basically the same place where I bent my Pretorias about 2 years ago. So I don't learn my lesson, I know that, but I'll tell you, the upside is if you have kind of a louder exhaust, I wouldn't say loud, you know, screaming straight piped exhaust, because maybe that's a little bit too overkill. Boston can be kind of fun, you know, there's all these tunnels and stuff we just don't get on the seacoast or up in the White Mountains, but, you know, it's a cool experience. It's always fun to drive into Boston. There are a few drawbacks, and I'll kind of get into those. I guess the real elephant in the room, the roads are terrible. This is a fine road. I got no complaints about this road, but as we go into the city, and especially any of the highways surrounding the city, it's all chewed up, and it's just terrible if you're on the wrong wheel, which in my case is a 19-inch low-profile, you know, tire wheel. So keep that in mind. But anywho, we are coming up on the infamous underground tunnel. I don't know the names, but I made sure to get my Dunk's coffee. It's almost a must if you're driving through Boston. You gotta have your Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Oh boy. Oh, the sounds are just absolutely, they're so obnoxious. But guys, this is always a fun time. It is cool driving through Boston. I've actually driven through, yeah, a lot of cities, and nothing is more stressful than Boston. That being said, you guys are probably wondering, you know, how safe is it to have a GoPro on my head, and it's totally out of my line of sight. But I will tell you, really kind of have to be in full focus mode when you're driving through the city. People are, I guess that maybe if I didn't address that too. The second thing about driving through Boston is the people. There's so many cars on the road, and everyone kind of makes these last-minute decisions as to when they turn. Some people go slow, some people go really fast. I kind of fall into the fast category, but also being mindful of the condition of the road, because sometimes you can never tell if there's a big pothole or not. But yeah, I decided, so I ended up actually today, the reason why I'm kind of down here is I ended up test driving a BMW M2. It was the non-comp, and I really like that thing. I think that thing's pretty sweet. So it's definitely something I would consider. You know, I think the M2 is a great ride. And the OG one is just as special as the comp. I think if you're referring to like which is probably the best investment, which none of them really are, you could maybe argue that the comp is just from how limited it is, and it being kind of the more sought after M2. A lot of people think of it, you know, either way. You know, the OG M2 might be the better one. I don't know, guys. I really think this N55 M2 is quite a treat. I mean, I did a short pull just after the car was warmed up. I really didn't kind of, you know, romp on it. It wasn't my vehicle, it was just a test drive. But and you know, the rear end gets loose. I mean, I can't imagine a comp. And guys, bear in mind, I mean, look at the roads. Even in Boston, we just have this light film of salt, and that's really all it takes for something to kick out. But it is kind of crazy, kind of comparing both cars, the Golf R and the M2. I hate getting looks. As I mentioned, the roads are a little dicey, but oh my god, that's just so unnecessary, but it's so much fun. All right, we can't go that way, so we have to turn right. Oh, this homie's great. All right, word. Yeah, let's see where this goes. Honestly, I have no idea where I'm going right now, but this is fun. I don't come here too much. I'm only really an hour away. Just, you know, kind of nice. I'm definitely not a city guy. I don't know if that wasn't obvious enough, but let's see where left takes us. Yeah, the last time I think I was driving through, actually no, the second to last time I was driving through Boston, it was prior to me doing my brake replacement, and that was actually post-track day. So, really sketchy. The brakes were, you know, they worked and everything, but they had a little bit of vibration to them, and they were squeaking like sons of guns. And yeah, it just was getting just the worst reactions and the worst looks. can't make this up. The roads are just, If you guys are watching, you're from Boston, let me know the places to be. I mean, I don't come here too much, but you know, when I'm out here, it's always fun to kind of just drive through the tunnels. I got a lot of buddies in this area too. Yeah, the city's madness. Oh, and I guess, yeah, elephant in the room. I mean, it's pretty obvious that I've done this. You guys have been hopefully staying tuned up to this point, but yeah, I turned the Crackles back on. I know, not everyone likes them, and it's just the worst way to get attention, but, you know, whatever. All right, let's see on the map where I want to go. How cool is that, guys? Driving through Boston, pretty much always know where to go if you got a map in front of you. Oh man, I say it like it's like the worst thing in the world, and like 5 seconds later I do it again. I think that's my issue. I think I have a nasty issue with these cracks and pops. I've been stage 2 for about 2 years now, and I've actually not had any issues with exhaust volume. I had issues when I was in college with just the catback. With the downpipe and the catback, it's obviously louder, sure, but maybe I'm growing up. Maybe I'm not as annoying, maybe. But I mean, I feel like the cracks and the pops, when you get the exhaust warm enough, and especially there's a way to kind of make these louder. If you drive it hard and then, you know, go to just driving around popping and, you know, crackling, they get really freaking loud. I remember during my track day, actually, this thing was probably one of the most obnoxious sounding cars on the track. But I will say, one of the most favorable sounds that this thing does is my induction noise. The intakes and you know, the inlet, everything kind of all combined, it just makes some of the best noises ever. And I realize I'm driving by Boston PD with the camera strapped to my head. They're chill. I think they're super chill here. I always say that the people on the road being sort of a bit of a trick, but the pedestrians also make it a little interesting, no doubt. Oh, I know where I am. Actually, my buddy Alex lived very close to here, so I'm relatively familiar with this area. But yeah, no, I look forward to seeing your guys' comments, letting me know kind of where to go in Boston. It's always, like I said, I enjoy driving through the city. I've never lived here, but I do enjoy driving through it. So if there's any cool routes to take, or routes or whatever, you let me know. Oh. All right, we'll do a little bit more noise. Oh God. Will this be, will I title it Terrorizing Boston Streets with Loud Straight Piped Exhaust? Maybe, I don't know. Oh my God, this is just... So we'll take these little roads and see where we end up, shall we? I guess to answer the question that I brought up in the beginning, yes, you can absolutely drive a GTI, Golf R, S3, A3, RS3 through the city. I would probably stick with 18-inch wheels with the right tire, something just a little bit more cushion, just so you don't end up bending your wheels. There's been, even on my ride to the city today, this morning, I found myself getting pretty close to some gnarly potholes that would have ended one of my front wheels. So keep that in mind, guys. You know, the right type of wheel. I think GTI standard come in 18-inch, so you're fine. Just go back to your stocks. For us Golf R people, AS3, you know, RS3, I would look towards maybe in a smaller wheel just for the city. But yeah, we'll probably end it there. I appreciate y'all for staying tuned and watching this fun video. And if you guys have any suggestions, any recommendations, or any other things that you want to see for the channel, let me know, and we'll make it happen. We'll leave it there. Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace and love.